everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, Amy is back in business.
Hey, I'm here.
Together again.
I decided to turn up to work today.
Yeah,
No,
she felt like coming back. No, but today we're going to do a England vs Japan build-up.
For a split second there, I was like, oh my god, what show are we filming? I just had no idea.
Round
Oh,
up.
madness.
No, it's
Match review, which match we just watched?
It's England vs Japan build-up show. The game is this evening, so we are putting it out a day later.
We're leaving it very late.
Yeah.
We like to live life on the edge.
Yeah, exactly.
That was awkward.
Woo.
Wait.
So, firstly, England's final group game of the tournament. What do you think it's the hardest one that we're going to play, or do you think Argentina or Scotland were the hardest games?
I think in terms of, obviously no disrespect to the other sides, but I think just in terms of dominance within the competition, obviously they won it in 2011. And you're coming up against players who've been there, done that. Kumagai, for example. Like, I think the difference with Argentina was the game was made harder for us because they had confidence after picking up their first World Cup point against Japan.
Yeah.
So that's what made it more difficult for us. And obviously against Scotland, it being a home nations game, that within itself makes the game harder.
Yeah.
And first time Scotland ever been to a World Cup, that kind of whole backstory behind it, that made it. But I think in terms of quality and historically being really good in this competition, obviously missing out on it last World Cup in 2015 to USA. As I said, in terms of like dominant performances year after year, on paper this would be the hardest match 100%. Yeah. And I think Japan have kind of grew into the World Cup. Like, they're a new squad. They've got a lot of players that are still quite young and that are still developing. Yeah. But then also you do have that good mix of, experience. As I said, players been there, done that. So I think, as I said, on paper, it's 100% definitely the biggest challenge England have got to face.
Yeah, I think England are going in with a different mindset to the other two games though, because as much as like they'll want to win this because they'll want to finish top of the group, like 9 points or that palaver, but you're not going into it like you have to win to get through. Like, we're already through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think from a fan's perspective, it's probably not a must-win game.
Yeah, maybe.
But from the team perspective, obviously Neville's come out this week and been quite vocal with the way he feels about this game. I think from inside the England dressing room perspective, they think this is a must-win because they really, really want to top this group.
Yeah, I think
that'll see when they come out.
I think it's also because it's Japan. I think if you were playing Scotland or Argentina this game,
because of what happened.
Yeah, I think just because it's Japan, that's why they probably want to win as well.
I don't necessarily think there'll be any fear of that. I think players like Lucy Bronze, Steph Houghton, who were there, will feel, I think it's extra motivation. We know what sort of people, we know what sort of players they are, and we know that they're going to take the sadness and the gutted part of what happened at the Euros, and I think they'll turn that into motivation, and I think that will show across in their performance of on tonight's game and how it's going to go. No,
definitely. So then, obviously, you just mentioned then Phil Neville said in his press conference yesterday that he wants to put his strongest team out. Yeah. Now, in the build-up to this and every other video I've done, I've gone, this might be a chance for like Mary Earps to get playing goal, or Leah Williamson to play at the back, or Georgia Stanway to get a first start. And now I'm like, no, like it's not. It's not.
This is a World Cup now.
Yeah.
Although there's potentially nothing on the line, top in the group stage on the line, but in terms of progressing through the competition, there's nothing on the line. For him to come and say he's playing his best team, is like this is a signal to all the other teams that we're going to be facing in the final round of 16. We're here to play and we're here to win, and that's very. After watching that documentary for the Lionesses on BBC, that's very much the whole camp's atmosphere. we are here to win and we're going to win. And I think if you put out potentially weaker side and not go full strength, it's kind of tearing away at that mentality. If you get what I mean. So I think he's going to go all guns blazing throughout the whole of this competition. He went strong against Argentina as well. Maybe because we had something we still had. We still had to qualify, but I think why slow down the momentum? Just keep. It's a World Cup. You keep progressing each time with your strongest team possible.
I think it's gonna be one of those games. Like I think Lucy Bronze might come off like in the second half just because she's played the other two.
It's how the game pans out. For example, if you're winning 2-0 at half time, you'd be looking to make a few substitutions. 55, 60 minutes. If we're not winning, I think it's not a problem, but that's when you're thinking, okay,
I need to keep my best players on.
You need to keep I need to keep them on, and then you have the risk of them becoming tired. But there is a gap between
there's a substantial amount of time.
For example, if you're USA and playing their third game a few days before, the day that the quarterfinals are completely torn up. Then you're thinking, we're in a bit of a tricky situation.
They went quite they rotated not quite a bit.
Massively.
Like for the second game.
Yeah, so USA did, yeah.
I still think like it's mad to say, but I still think they're trying to get their best 11.
I know what you mean.
Because the squad, every single person in that squad is an amazing
I think they've
player.
got several best 11s. Yeah. It's just picking the best 11 from the best 11s, if that makes sense.
That's what I mean. Because like obviously Kyle Oates up front could have bagged a hat-trick, but you wouldn't necessarily start because she's 35, 36.
And then you've also got Alex Morgan.
But then you've got Alex Morgan who scored 5 in the first game, but she didn't play the second one. It's like
that just shows their depth of the squad. It's incredible.
So then, thoughts on Japan then? You mentioned first off that they got like quite a slow start. Obviously, the Argentina.
They'll have been absolutely disappointed to not pick up a point against to not pick up the whole rack of 3 points against Argentina. And to be honest with you, they played fluid football, but that final third was completely inexistent in Argentina, but then it was found against Scotland because Iwabuchi came on. Do you know that's the first time she's ever started a World Cup game?
Really?
But she's played in the World Cups, but it's the first time she's ever started. I thought that was mad.
It's like mad that like Carly Telford has been to this is her third World Cup, but she only she played the first game
you
last
must
week.
have.
Like imagine going like your first tournament, she was probably quite young.
She thought maybe you're not going to get time.
So you think, oh okay, maybe she's gone in third choice goalkeeper, blah blah. Second tournament, she probably thought I might get me chance here, and didn't. And then all of a sudden third tournament, she gets her first one.
I think it's harder for goalkeepers because as a goalkeeper, I'm not a goalkeeper. You don't necessarily get as fatigued as if you were an outfield player.
No, I think once you
that's the one position you want to keep consistent.
I think once you establish yourself as a number one goalkeeper, like Karen Bardsey has for England, and she's been like that for a while now, it's hard to sort of
knock her off that position.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I forgot to mention it before about the fact that Neville said he started his strongest team. If you're like a Leah Williamson, a Lucy Staniforth, for example, would you not feel like that's a perfect opportunity for you to make a World Cup debut or start in a World Cup?
Well, yeah.
Would you not? You can argue it either side. Like you can argue it the way we've just gone down, like keep the momentum, you want to win every single game. But I feel like you still can win every single game because they're top quality players. Would you not feel hard done by knowing that you... Because if he's saying he started his strongest team, those players on the bench will be like, oh, I'm not part of his strongest team.
But arguably, round 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, final, if you reach all 4 of those stages, are more important games than this Japan game tonight.
But it starts to get more intense than knockout stages.
That's what I mean. So
you wouldn't be playing someone who...
So you wouldn't start Georgia Stanway in a
No, you wouldn't start Leah Williamson either, really,
yeah,
would
exactly. So why not start them tonight?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like,
I mean, I haven't gone for that in me.
No, neither have I.
In my start 11 prediction, just purely based off what he said in his press conference. But I don't see why you wouldn't. Like, this is a perfect opportunity to play those players and let them say, I have played in a World Cup.
Because we've not seen the likes of hardly any of them.
Like, you haven't seen Lucy Staniforth.
Not seen.
You haven't seen Williamson come on. You haven't seen Mary Earps play. You haven't seen Demi Stokes yet because she's been injured. You haven't seen Tony Duggan yet because she's been injured.
Yeah.
You haven't seen... you've only seen Rachel Daly a little bit.
Yeah. It's difficult because there's so much competition in the England squad. I think Beth Mead's had a fair bit of game time.
Beth Mead's boss though.
More than I thought she was going to be. I think that's because if Tony Duggan was fit, Tony Duggan would have been picked over Beth Mead.
I don't think she would have been picked over Beth Mead for the first game though. I don't think so. The Scotland game, I don't think she would have. Maybe for Argentina, maybe something different.
Yeah, potentially.
I think Beth Mead was starting the first game regardless of whether Duggan was injured or not.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not Phil Neville, do you know what I mean? So
no, that's true. What are you expecting Japan to do on tonight? What do you think they're gonna what are your expectations of that side?
I think they're gonna wanna come out not necessarily all guns blazing, but put on the best performance they have that they will do in the group stages anyway. Because they haven't been the Japan side that you were sort of...
You recognise.
Yeah, exactly, and you thought you were going to watch. Like, the first two games, they weren't up to the standards of what you've seen Japan play before.
Yeah.
And, like you said, like, we're looking at it as we want to beat Japan, while they're looking at it as, well, we want to beat England. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just another game for them. It's no, we want to beat England because there is big history between these two teams.
Yeah, they've played in some big games against each other.
Exactly, so it's not necessarily a rivalry. I wouldn't say Japan is a rivalry, but it's just one of them where you just want to get one over on them.
Yeah,
and
rewrite the history in a way. Yeah,
but they want to do that to us. So
there's definitely a few players to keep an eye out for. I know that Hasegawa had a brilliant game against Argentina. Loads of tricks, kicks, stuff like that. It was amazing.
Kicks.
Yeah, and it was one of them where I think she picked up a knock and didn't play against Scotland, or maybe she came on. I can't remember. But she's one that you're gonna want to potentially stick Jill Scott on if she plays. Kira Walsh if she plays. You're gonna have to isolate Iwabuchi if she starts as well. Kuma guys, I think either end of the pitch you're gonna have a bit of defending to do.
Yeah.
It's not just going to be all England like it kind of was against Argentina.
It's not necessarily going to be end to end, but both teams are definitely going to have plenty of chances each.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
Both teams have got the quality to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But I think it's also important to not overlook Japan.
Yeah.
Because they've got so much history behind them, and they play like slick, fast-paced football, especially in the centre of the field. Yeah. I think it's important if we stretch them out wide and be physical. They're like a slight side. Yeah. They're very small, and players like Jill Scott need to be.
Jill Scott's gonna be towering over.
Exactly. So I think it's about being physical. And Argentina against Japan were physical, and that's how they managed to pick up the point.
I think it surprised them, yeah.
Definitely. So it's word on that. Like, this Japan side is still kind of evolving, growing, kind of making a new name for itself, because obviously it's not the team that it was when it won in 2011. Potentially not even the team it was in 2015 being runners-up. So it's definitely, you can't underestimate them, and you can't underestimate their type of football.
No, definitely.
But I think there's a strong chance that England can go out and get the points off them. Yeah,
100%. Well, what's your team prediction then? Who have you gone for?
I've gone for Karen Bardsley in goal, back four of Bronze, Horton, got it right, Bright, Greenwood. I think Bright comes back in. I think she was a precaution against
it was
Argentina.
It was
Although McManus had a brilliant game,
she
so
did.
I'm a bit unsure.
I don't think so. I think if Millie Bright's fit,
she's picked it, yeah.
She,
I've gone Walsh and Scott, kind of Walsh the lower back one, Scott the higher up one, but kind of like that. Kirby is the number 10, and then Paris, Duggan and White as the front three.
Yeah, I've gone pretty much the same, except I've put Stokes in at left back.
Okay.
just because I think similar to Tony Duggan, because both of them have been
fit,
injured, if they're fit.
Although Alex Greenwood has really
done well,
impressed me.
But I think it might be better to start both of them.
Yeah.
Then have them come on like 60 minutes, 70 minutes and just...
Or get them some game time, because if you throw them into a final 16 round where they need to be firing on all cylinders from the get-go, they don't have any game time behind them after being injured to be able to kind of build it up. So could be...
I was going to put Stanway in the midfield, but then I've changed my mind now.
No,
I'm just sticking with Frank Kirby. It's worked well enough, so...
Definitely. What's your score prediction?
2-1 England.
I've gone 3-2 England.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope it's not 3-2.
Last minute winner.
No, we're watching it with Sarah again tonight. So
got a little bit of content coming out after that.
Yeah.
We are sure.
We were debating whether to record ourselves last week for the other game.
I think we should this time.
It might be funny to do it tonight, but then it's a bit of a mission to edit, isn't it?
No, I don't mind.
We'll see.
We shall see what happens.
Yeah. But yeah, that's everything.
Lovely, jubbly.
How have you enjoyed being back?
I have. I've not been back long. Hi, everyone. Hey. Yeah, not too bad. That was really awkward.
And on that note, we're going to go.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Remember to like the video, comment, leave your thoughts below, subscribe to the channel. We really do appreciate it. And we buzz off every single new subscriber.
Hit the notification bell.
Get the notifications so you don't miss a video going out. Yeah, and
we hope you're enjoying the World Cup content, because I'm quite enjoying filming it, although I've missed a week.
I didn't enjoy it last week. Oh,
it's a bit stressful.
Mission, yeah, I had 3 videos to film one day, and I was like,
no,
it was a mission. But yeah, keep an eye out later as well for the podcast that will go up, and also
match reactions, potential story of the matches, stuff like that.
There'll be a few videos going out, so keep an eye out. But yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
See you later.